Hey, Sherry, you're going to go live and I don't know, right now. Who do you want to do a shout out to?
I'd like to give a shout out to the younger generation, all the future astrologers, tarot readers, and palmisters.
Awesome. Younger generation. Here we go.
Yeah.
Sherry Swan, I am so excited to have you on today. This is amazing. And I love your background. It looks very astrological or psychic or metaphysical. I'm not sure the right word to use. And it looks amazing. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm ready to talk about something that every one of us do. Some of us remember, some of us don't, but everyone does it no matter what. And that is, we're going to talk about dreams today, right?
Yes, we are. Dreams are wonderful.
Now, when you look at dreams, do you see them as part of our normal being or part or something that's just like it happens and it's just we can't help it. They're just dreams. How do you see dreams for us?
Well, dreams fundamentally are pictures with emotions. And so a lot of times I think those emotions come through symbolically in our dreams. Fear sometimes or expectations. It's important that we, realize these symbols and see how they have placement in our lives, in our emotional lives.
Gotcha.
So there are
Uh,
a lot of things.
How did you get into doing the whole working with dreams, understanding dreams?
Well, it started as a study in symbolism. I think symbolism is everywhere. Tarot is a form of symbolism. Even when we study astrology, it's broken down to symbols. And so, just like a stop sign that we see in everyday life, they have certain meanings or connotations in a brief kind of snippet. So, I've always been just interested in symbolism, and I think that's where it really starts.
Gotcha. So, do the symbols mean the same thing for everybody, or how do the symbols work?
Well, Carl Jung said that we have a collective conscious in humanity, and that there's certain symbols that go across the board. But then we have a way of interpreting those symbols from our own personal experience, perspective, cultural conditioning. It's a lot of things go into play there.
Gotcha. So, I have a symbol that I just have to get you to interpret for me, and it's in my real life, and I live in Florida. Uh, Snakes are around because they were here first. But in dreams, sometimes snakes mean different things. Like, what's the interpretation of a snake in a dream?
Well, Michael, it just depends on what your personal feelings are about snakes. Excuse me. Some people love snakes, have them as pets, study them. And so their dreams about a snake will be vastly different from someone who may be afraid of snakes or have a lot of apprehension. So, a symbol of a snake in a dream to someone who studies them would be quite different from someone who is afraid of them.
Gotcha. Well, that's now how do you determine that when someone's talking to you and say, "Here's my dream." How do you interpret if it's something that's good for
Well,
them or bad for them or
yeah, I ask them about their emotional response. Dreams are symbolic, and a lot of emotions are backed behind those symbols. So if say I had a dream about a snake that really scared me, then I would know that there may be something going on in your life that you're fearful of or apprehensive of. And so to interpret a dream, we work through that. We start with the basic premise of what your feelings are. Some people are very afraid of dogs, some people aren't, some people just have different responses. So it's more than the symbol, it's the emotional response that the symbol evokes, is where you
gotcha.
start in dream interpretation.
Let's do something that I think will be very interesting and take maybe a minute or two. To
Hmm.
Ruth Raymond is on, and she wants to know, is it all right if she can ask a question about a recurring dream that she has? Um, I guess we should do that. And Ruth, why don't you go ahead and type it into the comments, and we can put your dream up on the screen. I don't have a way of bringing you on right now, but if you want to, and put the highlights of the dream into the comments, we'll bring it up, and then Sherry can look at that, and we'll see what we could do. Um, So
Reoccurring dreams is a place that I usually start when it comes to clients who have never interpreted the dreams or thought about it. That's a pressing or substantial matter to keep having a dream reoccur. And sometimes they change during that. So it's an important place to start.
now I remember when I was little, I used to have a recurring dream that happened, and then all of a sudden it went away, and then it would come back like years later. Um, how does that work? Is it because you haven't worked through that, or what's the deal with the recurring dreams?
Yes, in some sense, it could just be a place that you came to either maturity, an emotional or mental way that may have put it on the back burner, but coming back to it later could be just circumstances that's re-energized those feelings, and so
Gotcha.
that's why analyzing is really important.
Yeah, I think the thing to me that's interesting about dreams and dream interpretation is that they can be analyzed, right? And other
Yes.
types of psychic phenomenon, it's much harder to quantify, right? Um, so it's with dreams, we all have them, we all know they're real, and then it becomes a matter of interpreting them, right? Versus something that nobody can see, like whether or not there's a ghost or, feelings that are coming through the air. Dreams are real. We know that for sure.
Yes, they're a subconscious response, I think, to not only the life we live or the emotional experiences we're having, but at times can encapsulate past life information too. So they're worthy of study and
Yes.
interpreting.
Let's see if we can put all this on the screen. Ruth wrote a short novel, and we'll see if we can interpret this. She says, I have this dream. It's always in random places. Last time I was at a park in the dreams, I always only have one shoe there. Was an ice cream stand. I kept telling her I have to find my shoes. She just kept trying to give me ice cream. I was so mad I threw my other shoe. I always dream this just in different places. So shoes and ice cream, wearing one, throwing one, and then having to find it. What have we got there with Ruth?
And so the things that come up, like you said, random places, ice cream, throwing a shoe, being feeling maybe unprepared for a path. I just think that is a dream that is bound in the mental category. Dreams can be separated into physical dreams, whether dreams we may have ate something, wrong before we went to bed and our digestive system's like working over time. The subconscious can respond to that. Then there's mental dreams, dreams about what's on our mind, the ways we think, and that's what she's having is a mental dream. So there's must be elements where she feels that things are unprepared, things come in her path, meaning the shoes, not being prepared for that. And also, ice cream to me is a sense of being satisfied or finding satisfaction. So I would just think if this is a recurring dream, that she's maybe scattered at times, her intellect being pulled in different ways and not feeling prepared and not comfortable with that either. So the ice cream to me represents a sense of soothing or a sense of enjoyment. And so I would say that when she's random or scattered and feels unprepared, that it affects her emotionally. She maybe feel very uncomfortable about it. So to take a look when those dreams come back in her life and see where she feels like she may not be as organized as she could or random events happening, it's just, and how she really feels about that. And I think
Awesome.
that would be helpful to her.
For people who want to have dreams interpreted, do dreams more inform the past, the present, or the future?
All three and more. Dreams can be also the vehicle where we astral project too. The subconscious is pretty powerful in its ability to remember, its ability to span the time and space, the ability to connect with us in a deeper level. So dreams are really powerful um, storehouses, and
Gotcha.
not only of things that happen now, but of future events too. I've read that there's nothing that really happens in our lives substantially that we don't dream about it beforehand, whether we remember it or not. Sometimes is of no consequence. The subconscious remembers it. So, like a person's passing, sometimes we dream of it. If we don't remember it, it's just the subconscious's way of preparing us for the events in our life because it does see down
Gotcha.
the road.
You mentioned just a second ago about the astral, and I wanted to talk about the astral, and is that similar to or in conjunction with the lucid dreaming, or are they two separate things?
To me, they're two separate things, but when we astral project, it's more vibrational or frequency. Although, like a dream, we do have symbolic pictures or experiences that help relate the intellectual and physical mind to the spiritual experience we're having or the emotional. So, astral projection and the visions that we see during those times are very much like dreams, but and empowered with emotions like dreams are. But it's just for the conscious mind to understand really symbolically. Other than that, astral projection is more of a vibrational thing.
Hmm.
We don't really need the visuals, but we need them in that sense to understand our experiences better.
Gotcha. Some people have asked about loved ones that have passed away and
Mm-hmm.
dreams and how they interact with their, I guess, their loved ones in dreams. What's your thoughts about ones that have passed away and they're having dreams about those people?
Wonderful. I talk to my clients a lot about that, especially clients that come in for readings to connect with those that's, on the other side of the veil. And I always say that dreams are the most important place to meet those loved ones. Our connection, which is love, which is a vibration within itself, is a very powerful one. And it helps in all things to connect with the spiritual side in dreams. We do experience and talk to them. We can tell by the symbols and the things that people describe meeting the loved ones when they've passed over light, beauty, love, all those things. So it's important when we are in a psychic realm that we vibrationally attune to those things that are helpful. I mean, there's darker influences that we can attune to, but they're not helpful. So yes, we're our own best psychics. We really are.
Gotcha. So, from your point of view, like if someone is seeing loved ones in their dreams, their past, is it more of their subconscious talking to them, or is it more the passed away person talking to them? Where does the image in the subconscious come from?
It's both our experiences to dream of a loved one, whether they're alive or dead. When they come to us in our dreams, there is a vibrational connection that we make. And so it's important. We're beings beyond our physical bodies. And to realize that, embrace it, work with it, and apply the things that we've experienced are helpful to that. We make more connections. Um, when someone passes, we really miss them terribly. And so it would be easy to think that subconsciously we're wanting it so bad that we can make it happen. But I really feel that love is the thing that is the connection, you know,
Gotcha.
and
And
anything's possible.
it is.
It
Um,
is.
I've talked to people about their pets passing away
Mm-hmm.
and having connections to them. And, I used to dream about my dog when he passed away. What's your advice, your information that you have about pets when they pass away and seeing them in dreams?
Absolutely. That's another love connection that we make. It's another vibrational connection that we make to another um, vibration, a living, breathing vibration. Our consciousness levels are different, but what animal or person doesn't understand love or affection? So those bonds are created through those in a vibrational way. And so even though physically they may be gone, spiritually they're not. It's through our mind that is the bridge between the physical body or physical experience than the spiritual experience. And so
Mhm.
we develop our intellect and bridge the gaps, then we can see the connections.
We've got people asking questions and they're wanting to know some interpretations for their dreams. I
Hmm.
think probably the best thing for us to do, because dreams really need to, seems to me that we need to connect you with these people. And let's figure out the best way for to do that. For all you guys that would like to have your dreams interpreted, you can talk to Sherry. Give her a call directly at 386-406-4461. She's in DeLand, Florida, at a nice place called Orchid Rain, and you can get in touch with her there. So for everyone who's asking about their dreams and interpretations and wants to get some more information, give her a call and put that number back on the screen for you, and write that down and give her a call. And I believe you're in your beautiful studio right now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so they give you a call and talk about their dreams and uh, just let you guys connect that way. This is fascinating. I definitely could keep going, but this is a lunchtime show, and we try and keep it short for everybody so they can get some knowledge and then get back to their working days and their awaking lives instead of their dream lives. So we're going to let that go right there. For everyone who wants to get in touch with Sherry, please give her a call, and we'll see you next time on A Funny Way of Looking.
All right. Thanks, Michael.